The 2025 Belgian Grand Prix sprint qualifying just took place, and this is the predictions. The first prediction is Max Verstappen is going to win the race. Sprint race, I mean. Oscar Piastri, after getting the sprint pole position in Belgium by almost half a second after he jumped out of the car, he said that this is probably the worst track to have pole positioning, and he is right. Because from turn 1 all the way to turn 5, it's technically a straight, and Max Verstappen is running Monza spec because that's the only way Red Bull can make that car go fast. And Verstappen is going to have a good slipstream to Oscar Piastri, and he's going to go ahead and make the overtake. And after that, it will be impossible for Oscar Piastri to get the position back from Max Verstappen because, again, like I said, Verstappen is running Monza spec. Also, Max Verstappen's car got some upgrades in the Belgian Grand Prix, some aero upgrades, and it will be impossible to overtake Max Verstappen in this type of situation, and he is going to be very difficult to overtake, as we already know from the past. After that, I'm really interested in the battle between Charles Leclerc and Esteban Ocon. These two guys will be fighting for probably P3 and P4, this type of position. Lando Norris will drop a few positions after the start because everybody will be hustling each other for track position because it's a sprint race. There will be fewer number of laps. It's a long track. So Lando Norris is going to be a little bit jittery. He is going to allow his nerves to get the better of him, and he's going to drop a few positions. We have seen Lando do all this type of things. One of the things that I'm significantly disappointed about is that Ferrari didn't manage to make their upgrades work, because Lewis Hamilton, I was really hopeful about this. He locked up his rear axle and he got himself knocked out of the sprint qualifying one, SQ1. And Ferrari just had some rear suspension upgrades for this particular Grand Prix weekend. So when I was being hopeful that Ferrari's upgrades will actually make the car better, it actually went in the other direction, which is a very typical Ferrari behavior. There's really nothing you can do, and I am hurt again, and this is how I live. But what I'm really impressed with is Yuki Tsunoda. I thought that this guy will be knocked out of SQ1, but surprisingly he is not. Then Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, P14 and P15, I think these guys will have a little bit of extra pace during the race. Fernando in particular, he was flying, but obviously the track evolved, and as a result of that, these two guys got knocked out. Not so much about Lance Stroll, but Fernando Alonso, definitely, he had more pace. Expect him to break into the top 10. This is definitely going to happen. Pierre Gasly is another guy who is going to drop like a stone as the race progresses. I really don't know how he does it. He is one of the best drivers on the grid right now, and we are seeing the best version of Pierre Gasly, and he is wasting his time in a dogshit car. Hopefully next year with the Mercedes engine, these guys will be more competitive, but considering how unstable the top dogs in the teams are, is going to be very difficult for these guys. Isaac Hadjar and Oliver Bearman and Gabriel Bortoleto, Liam Lawson, these people will have a nice scrap for the last couple of points positions because the top 8 only score points. It's a sprint race, so we will see how that pans out. Carlos Sainz Jr. will probably pick up the spoils between whatever happens between Charles Leclerc and Esteban Ocon. We will see, both Ferrari powered cars, and Esteban Ocon put in the fastest first sector in the final run, in his final run in sprint qualifying 3. So he probably chewed up the tires too much in the first sector. So in the later two stages, he didn't make up as much time, and he was a little bit too greedy exiting the bus stop chicane, the last chicane in Spa, due to which he was a little bit sketchy going into the start-finish straight, and which also compromised his final sector a little bit, and he lost a little bit of lap time. But either way, I don't think he really was bothering the top 3, probably maybe P4. Charles Leclerc also suffered from a similar issue. He was going really good, but I think in the last sector also he fucked up and made a few mistakes. The Haas is fast. That's the point that I'm trying to make. He has the fastest first sector. The other two sectors are the fastest by Oscar Piastri. But he is definitely under threat from Max Verstappen because the journey from turn 1 exit all the way to the entry of turn 5 is too long, and Max Verstappen, like I mentioned, is running Monza spec, so he's definitely gonna get him. And for the remainder of people, I really don't give a shit about. Kimi Antonelli, he made a mistake. He got knocked out. His car has some floor damage. They were reviewing it. Also, George Russell's car also has some floor damage, so they're reviewing that as well. Very unlucky for Nico Hülkenberg, and this is a trend that I've observed with Nico Hülkenberg, is that he fucks up in qualifying, but somehow in the race he is fighting for the points. It's going to be very difficult to do in a sprint race because there are no pit stops and you cannot pull an offset strategy or something like that. Also, the weather is going to be nice, so it looks difficult that he's going to score point in the Belgium Grand Prix Sprint 2025. But this is a concerning trend that I'm seeing with Nico Hülkenberg, that he somehow manages to screw up his qualifying. Gabriel Bortoleto put in a fantastic lap, so I guess we will see what he can do. I think I just said, Isaac, Gabriel, Liam, Pierre Gasly will drop out of contention because the car doesn't have any race pace. Then Oliver Bearman, all these people will also be scrapping for points. Yuki Tsunoda, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, who is the weakest car around him? Yes, Yuki Tsunoda will be battling Pierre Gasly and he will lose out. Probably have a collision with him and take a 10-second penalty. Finish dead last as per. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. That's all the prediction details I have. There's nothing much to say. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one.